Alright guys, welcome back to Game 3 of this best of 3 between, in the bottom left, we have the pink Zerg. He is for Team Alien Invasion, Hanfy.
And over in the top right of Daybreak, we see the German Terran, famous for his tank play. It's ESC Goody.
He did a great job demonstrating that tank push in the last game with the typical starve and carve that he's well known for.
It was different than you usually see because there was far less siege tanks and a lot more Hellions, but he made it work out so well with the Thors to back up the Hellions against the Roaches. He
really did, and I think Hanfy was just kind of out of his league in that game. He went for a rather strange setup, and then he just got screwed by that bunker, and I think it threw him off for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it really pressured him to doing something he didn't need to do. He tried that Mutalisk play against a mech Terran who's gonna be ready for it with Thors. And we'll see what he does in this game, though, as this is a much more Zerg-friendly map than the last.
Yeah, I wonder if Hanfy is gonna go greedy and go for that 3-base you see the super pros like Nesty and DRG and Stefano do. They go for that very quick 3rd base.
And this is decidedly not Korean, though, as the Terran player would be going reactor Hellion instantly, no matter what.
Yep, and Goody's doing his proxy barracks again, and I wonder if he's going to do a straight-out bunker rush or if he's going to go for a real kill push all in.
No, if he's going to kill with the proxy barracks, it's got to be 11-12. These are too late. He's doing the same exact thing he did last game just because it works so well.
And that drone didn't see anything.
Yeah, didn't get the scout off, so this is a much better position for his barracks.
Right. He's going to notice that there's no barracks in the main base once he gets there, though. Yeah. He's scouting for that right now.
He's going to go in and make sure there's not a command center building somewhere, and then he'll realize it.
Mm-hmm. And we have a hatch first coming down for Hanfy.
Yeah, but he's already got his pool down, though, so he has an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't bother waiting. And there's the STV. As soon as the barracks finish, just wanted straight across the map.
The transferring drones caught that right away. And he's going to try to... Come on, man. Send 2 around the Vespine geyser and start attacking.
He's just going to bring more down there and choke it all altogether.
And
there he
cancel.
Is. The drones will just completely stop it.
He's losing a lot of mining time, though, right now.
Yeah, but it's better than what happened last game, where he has to make so many Zerglings and Queens.
True. And the hatch finishes.
Yeah, this is just going to go straight into a normal game. These drones will be able to defend the 2 SCVs and 2 Marines very simply. He's going to get a surround on some of them here.
That's what he's looking for. Look at the Furies clicking on both parties.
Oh!
Some very interesting micro. I got one.
Marine.
And the barracks is flying back in to the main base from Goody.
The only units lost in the Zerg tab is 6 from canceling the extractor. And here we're going to see everything just transition into normal.
Yep.
Soon after the command center went down, double gas. Here's another 3rd command center again. We're going to see the same kind of build out of Goody.
I guess you really can't go right into the Destiny, that 1-1-1 setup with no gas already built up, so he's pretty smart, I guess, in dropping that 3rd for early saturation.
These are going to come in and take a look, see what they can do. They're going to
find more checking to see if there's a 2nd base at all.
They're going to get up the top of the map and see the command center almost finished. And he doesn't know about the 3rd, so he'll have to fly an overload him sooner or later to figure that out.
And he's leaving one Zergling behind to make sure he knows when that command center actually comes down.
This is more of the same from Goody, though. Going into reactor Hellions after his 3rd base. He's got a Zergling down by the 3rd to see when the 3rd comes up, and one at the 2nd. Just covering his bases as far as scouting goes. He's going to go straight into econ from here, because he knows everything.
And we've got, let's see, he's going to react to the Hellions again, and you're completely right about all this. He's building up a little bit of gas that I wonder what he's going to do with. There he goes. He spends it on a starport.
Starport and Tech Lab. He's just doing the same exact build.
Yep, definitely. It worked for him once. Why not go it again?
I think this is probably his go-to build for Zerg. So far, in the first game especially, we've seen Hanfy handle it very well with that Nidus all-in that just completely blindsided Goody.
Yeah. I wonder if... I would love to see some more Nidus play in Korean play.
You just have a strange obsession with Nidus worms.
I do. I do have... I like very strange things. I like massive ghost play. I like... Which we've seen out of Maru Prime and Polt recently. I'm a big fan of Nidus, which we've seen in some HOTS show matches and replays, which we should do some of those.
Yeah, Nidus is very powerful with the Barrow siege unit. Whatever.
The Swarm Hosts, yes.
Swarm Hosts. I'm a Zerg player. I should know this.
I actually tried to perfect that, you know, from as far as a silver player can perfect it in our games together, which was a lot of fun, but it never always worked.
Well, to be fair, I knew it was coming.
Yeah, you got a point there. We got some creeps spreading to the third base, and I think Hanfy will take his third soon.
To stop the drone, if it's there, but it's not there quite yet. They see the Hellions coming in, they see a Spine Crawler and a bunch of Queens and just turn around. They're not going to do anything.
Do you think Hanfy's going to go for that early Spire again? Or not early, but a Spire instead of Infestation Pit? Or is he going to go for a rather different setup against this mech that he knows is coming out of Goody?
I think he's working on a one-base Roach timing again, because that's what worked for him in the first game.
True, but...
I have a feeling that we're going to see Roach speed come up, and, you know, just going to try to overrun him. Oh, there's the Nidus Worm. He's doing the same exact thing.
Excellent. This is interesting watching European players as opposed to the Koreans we see on GSL and in most every foreign tournament. When you see Europeans playing against each other, it's going to be just not odd, but unusual to the casual viewer. No cloak coming out of Goody, but I don't think he really needs it. There are spore crawlers coming up from Hanfy just to protect, but they're not really for detection's sake.
Goody has no idea this Nidus is coming down. He's going to hear the sound and have to find it. He just found it instantly with the Hellion one. So here comes more of his Hellions to defend this Nidus Worm.
They're not going to be so great against those roaches.
Oh.
He'll get the worm, but these roaches will do a little bit of damage, taking out probably
actually, he's
that
going to run
one.
away since the Zerglings are dead. He's going to kill the roaches with the Banshee.
Oh, he got one from some bad micro and almost lost another Hellion right there.
Those can be easily repaired.
And another Nidus Worm coming out in the middle expansion from Hanfy.
Yep. Just going to try to get units in wherever he can. And he's going to, he has an Overlord moving to the position in the upper right. He's going to try to get one into the main when he causes distraction out here at the front. He's trying to reinforce straight into the main with another Nidus Worm.
These roaches got to stick with their queens, otherwise the transfuses won't hit, and
queens are just painfully slow off creep. There comes another Nidus. He's trying to draw some fire with that, I think.
More roaches going into the Nidus at home. He's got 8 more in production. Siege tanks, 2 already sieged up. And I think Goody's going to be able to repel this, to be honest.
Yeah, his main hope now is getting the Nidus in the main, and there it is.
Yep, and this is going to be, it's a pretty powerful attack, but there's just too much turtling going on from the Terran, and retreat into the Nidus Worm, and he's going to go
move
home.
his full army straight into the main.
Oh, look at that, you are so right.
Now he's behind the siege tank line, and he can wreak havoc on these production facilities. He needs to get the queens out of siege tank fire, though.
He's knocking a good bit of supply down from Goody right now, but Goody's got 2 more siege tanks and Terran weapon level 1 coming in.
He's actually doing a fairly good job at pinning up the siege.
That loss of all these queens is going to be huge against Hanfy. I think he should just retreat. But he's really going for that siege tank.
Yeah, he really needs to thin down the number of siege tanks. And there you go, Queen. Run away, Queen. 1 queen survives, and these roaches are going to pick up the starport. Oh, he lifts it off and has to cancel what he's making.
Goody picks up the starport. But Hanfy's putting down a 3rd hatchery right behind this, and Goody has held this off and killed quite a bit of supply from Hanfy. Hanfy was up, and now he's down by 24.
That just has to do with how much supply roaches cost.
True.
He did what he wanted to with the attack. He killed all the economy in the main. Killed a lot of workers. 9. That's not a lot. Wow.
And Goody's super oversaturated natural will now be
he
sent
ran
back.
he ran his workers down. Now that the Zerg are gone, you can just send the workers straight back into the main.
Those Banshees can take out this other Nidus worm that's still got 3 roaches in it.
Well, the roaches will stay in the Nidus as long as there's one in the base, so.
Creep spread is 1 tumor at a time, it looks like, from Hanfy. Nothing ridiculous.
We're not. This is not that. Clearly not a top-level Zerg that you're seeing coming out of players like Scarlet in the European scene or Stefano or Mercio, because they have creep all the way across the map by now. He's really putting all of his stock in the gimmick play of the Nidus Worm, which is something that you'll see a lot, like you said earlier, when a player feels that they're all matched.
Goody still hasn't moved all his SCVs back. That's a pretty big mistake on his part.
No, there's not a whole lot of minerals left. He's just getting them with a few workers and a few mules. He's gonna move his command center out now.
I love the contaminate.
That just still looks silly.
I wonder if he was keeping it from morphing into a planetary while he got his roaches over there.
I didn't think this was gonna be a planetary. Well, maybe. There it starts, the planetary fortress. But there's way too many mech units here with this tiny force of Zerg. He's even going to lose the Overseer. Oh, it got away.
I heard it explode.
Thors are so overpowered. They're changing Thors. They're getting a second air attack mode instead of the 250 strike cannons.
Oh, absolutely. I watched Husky's review of it yesterday, and the new Seeker missile setup is going to be very interesting. Oh, a 4th base coming out of Hanfy.
Yeah, it's already up, and he's got some drones there mining. He's finally going infestation pits, so you can clearly tell this is not a Korean game. In Korean games, infestation pits happen the second layer is finished. And
they come before double-digit minutes.
Yeah, well, Infestor is the counter to everything, so.
The Infestors infested Terran eggs, I should say, are losing a bit of HP, so that storms and splash damage from Colossi and siege tanks will take them out a little bit more quickly, and not as many will spawn from those eggs.
Infestors are getting a significant nerf in the next content patch for beta, at least. I don't know if it's going live or not, or waiting till the beta. But fungal growth is going to be a projectile instead of an instant cast.
Whoa! Wow! That delayed instant. I can't speak at all, can I? It's going to be a big problem, and he cancels the 4th command center's build time, sniping that SCV. But the siege tanks will clean this up, really. Oh, he took out one, though. Big attack coming in on this 4th planetary, but there are enough siege tanks that are already doing damage.
I think the Zerg player is just going to try to thin the mech units out while he's safe to do so, and then back away. There's not a lot you can do against the turtle mech player. They just have such strong defense. And here we go, a bunch of SCVs with the army to make sure nothing dies.
Well, Hanfy's definitely got the upgrade lead right now, but Goody is
see Burrow and
doing pretty damn well.
Out, and Hive and Spire start. Well, Spire started just a little too late to go into Broodlord right when, or Greater Spire right when Hive finishes, but that's the general idea. You want to have your Spire timed exactly when you start Hive because they take the same amount of build time.
All of Hanfy's units were pretty spread out, and some of them almost got picked off a little bit by Goody.
I think we'll see. Well, it's going to be a desperate last stand here. He doesn't have anywhere near enough units to hold this, and he's putting too much into tech.
He's got a second attack coming down behind Goody's main area, and Goody, I think, is just going to say screw it and go for this main attack, and his reinforcements will hold the home base.
Well, he's got, the right amount of supply, but he doesn't have the larva or the bank to remax.
And Hanfy did a pretty good job supply blocking him right there.
Yeah.
Just making sure he can't reinforce, just in case.
Well, he went straight counterattack. I think he's going to try to base trade. He has way too many units in Goody's base to take on the army that's pushing into his.
Is he really going to pop him up right underneath those stores? I'd be so happy.
Try. definitely minimize the splash damage.
Wow, that's pretty darn clever. But look at the rate at which these roaches are getting roasted. Wow.
Actually, he did a really good job of holding this with what he had, and he still has a big force taking out Goody's main. This might end up being a crazy game. See another hatchery coming up at the 5th base position that's already being assaulted by siege tanks.
I don't think he thought of that really well before, but he's got another hatchery coming down in the bottom middle expansion. Cancel that. Come on, man. Oh, there he goes. I feel like I'm yelling at a TV. And Hanfy's taken out all of these SCVs in the main. 36 SCVs killed by Hanfy.
He might just pull up the resiliency thing. Here we can see a bunch more factories coming down in the middle. Have to be a wall for this planetary fortress and have to resupply. Because once you lose your mech army, it takes so long to build it up if you don't have the production facilities in place. And with so many roaches in his main, just taking down all his production, he needs to quickly rebuild his infrastructure. He's just going to lose.
GG from Goody. Way to go, Hanfy. We're going to jump right into the 3rd place match between Goody and Sokka. So we'll be right back in a little bit. Thanks, guys.